Man, what does your feed look like right now? On one hand, you have all these video recommendations of people talking about the presidential debate. On the other hand, here's me talking about a movie in which people don't talk. So A Quiet Place Part 1's directed by Michael Sarnowski. Pronunciation check. Did I call it A Quiet Place Part 1 or Day 1? I'm at the end of the video now. I feel like I called it Part 1. A Quiet Place Day 1! It is, because it is in fact Day 1. And it's exactly what it sounds like, a prequel to A Quiet Place. It's Day 1, the day they crash landed, the day that everyone learned to survive. You gotta shut up. More people should learn that in life, but hey, sometimes it takes an apocalypse. This stars Joseph Quinn and Lupita Nyong'o, which I felt were great in the movie. They have a solid chemistry and dynamic with each other. I felt their characters worked well. She kind of comes across as very callous and unapproachable at first, but I mean, she has terminal cancer. She was in hospice at the beginning of the film. That puts her in a different mindset than the other characters in this film and other characters we've seen traverse this world at all, really. Everyone in the movie is trying to survive this scenario in which it has entered their minds that today might actually be their last day alive. Whereas her character has been wrestling with that or accepted that reality for an undisclosed amount of time, but definitely before Day 1. The characters grow to appreciate each other as the film goes on, lends for some nice, tender, human moments that, hey, I appreciate those. A bummer in this movie was I was really looking forward to them figuring it out, this being Day 1, because A Quiet Place, as we have already seen it, deals with people who are still alive because they know to be quiet. They know the importance, they know that silence is golden. Not just golden, but silence is survival. I was looking forward to that phase in time in Day 1 in which the aliens crash land and people just clusterfuck their way trying to get away from them, and they don't know they have to be quiet. Granted, these things are plentiful, there are a lot of them, and they're very quick, so people are gonna have to adapt quickly or die. But I really didn't get to see the learning curve play out. You know, they crash, blam, Lupita gets knocked out, she wakes up, Jaimin Hunsu's in like 2 scenes in the movies, like, shh. Military helicopters like, don't make any noise, do not make sound. I was like, so they learned while she was unconscious, so now they know. So we're in Day 1, but once again, we come in at the point where people know to be quiet. I feel like we got a flyby of what could have made this film feel more different. If you take a step back and look at it, it is still these characters going from point A to point B, and they know they need to be quiet in order to live and survive. Also, cute cat in the movie. You've probably heard a lot about the cat. As a dog person, I do love those furry little mittens called cats as well. Kind of a funny thing that cats have become the marketing thing. It's like, hey, so cat ladies, that's the demographic. Let's bring them in. I don't know. I've just seen more cats in movies and entertainment these days. And it's always funny that the cats they get don't actually act like cats. Because the cat in this movie, cute cat. But if I was ever in the situation where I was face to face with an alien and I was holding a cat and I was holding my breath to try to stay alive, not make a peep, the cat would not join me in that silence of survival. The cat would be like, then the thing would just shred us both. I'd die, the cat would die, we'd all die. But no, this cat's like, you're right, let's not make a peep, let's not make a sound, let's be very, very quiet. That's smart. I'll hold my breath with you. I won't even purr. You sure that's a cat, or is that one of the Wonder Twins taking the form of a cat to survive the apocalypse? But in large part, it relies on the relationship between Joseph Quinn's character and Lupita Nyong'o's character, and you getting attached to them, and the kind of tension that made A Quiet Place the surprise hit that it is. The sound of deafening silence, the entire audience holding their breath with the characters in the film. There were a couple of jump scares. I was like, jumps in A Quiet Place? I will say Lupita Nyong'o's character, her motivation, the point B they're going to when going from point A to point B, I just didn't buy it. Given her situation and prognosis, I get her character's need, want, and nostalgia for it. But just the logic, the fact that nobody pushed back with, do you think they're open today? In the end, I enjoyed myself just fine. I didn't love this movie as much as I wanted to. By the third film, which is this film, the prequel, I left it feeling like, well, I had seen that before. It's kind of like, and this might hit you one way or another. Well, if you haven't played the games, you're not going to know what I'm talking about. I apologize for that. But you know, the Batman Arkham games, a lot of people give Arkham Origins shit, but I do enjoy Arkham Origins. But this is like A Quiet Place's version of Arkham Origins. It's a prequel that doesn't break new ground, in fact feels familiar to what you've already experienced before in this franchise. But if you're looking for something to scratch that itch, you'll probably still have yourself a good time. No alcohol required. Or so A Quiet Place Day One. Have you seen it? What did you think about it? Whatever you thought, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.